Hello, good afternoon. This is Dr. Dale again. This video is on alphabetic list of problems, still on letter F. I'm going to talk about today fatigue, which is quite common and could be caused by the very serious problem or could be just physically tired from daily life or from stress. Is any situation associated with fatigue that warrant emergency visit? Since fatigue itself is a feeling of tired, it's not an acute event, not acute presentation. Usually it's kind of chronic, going on for a while, felt fatigue. So usually it's not associated with emergency, but it could be urgent if the fatigue has been going on for a while, associated with losing weight in older people, or especially if associated with other symptoms like the tired stool or the losing blood, bright blood per rectum, or vomiting blood, or coughing up blood, or associated with low-grade fever for a long time. So these are all the situations means the fatigue was caused by the serious problem, so that even though it's not emergency, but it's urgent, you need to talk to your physician as soon as possible to identify the cause of this really organic disease that caused the fatigue. So is any fatigue you can manage at home? Some of the causes, like dehydration, can cause fatigue, lack of sleep can cause fatigue, or under severe stress, project due, you just work so hard to finish the project, so these are all can cause the fatigue. So if that's the case, of course you can manage, replenish some fluid, catch up some rest, and see whether the fatigue or tiredness will be improved. If not, then you probably need to see the physician. So talk about the emergency, the self-management, and in between, the variety of causes that can cause fatigue. What are those variety causes? From a series, like I said, if the cancer is the one, usually cancer associated with fatigue, skin getting pale, lose weight, and depends on where the cancer is, maybe associated with, like I said, if it's a colon cancer, for example, it's quite common, may have the tart colored, may have the stool which contain the blood, either occult blood, or it's just the blood, bright or darker blood. So if that's the case, then really it's serious. Or the cancer, for example, the kidney disease, chronic kidney disease, or kidney cancer, can also, or liver disease, they all, variety of causes can cause the fatigue. What are the most common, some of the most common causes of fatigue? Anemia is one, could be very subtle. You may or may not know, but it just feel pale. You can, if you have this kind of long-going fatigue, tiredness, you can look at your fingertip, whether it's getting pale, or you can just look, open up your lower eyelid, see whether the color getting pale compared to your usual state. So this is just a simple way to identify whether you have anemia or not. Usually if this occurred, it means the anemia is quite serious. So regardless, if you have long time fatigue, you need to get checked. Even though psychological causes like stress, depression, anxiety, they all can cause fatigue. Even though it's not a physical disease, but psychological condition also impair your energy level, you feel tired, feel fatigue, and need to be managed, especially if this kind of situation associated with impaired daily function. So that's the condition, regardless of the psychological or physiological cause, need to be addressed, to see the physician, to identify, to treat. There's some other cause in addition to the cancer, the serious one, and the anemia, the most common one, and the psychological cause, depression, anxiety. under stress, these are all the cause of can give the feeling of fatigue. And chronic liver disease is another one. Chronic kidney disease probably another one of the most common cause of the fatigue, because chronic kidney disease might cause the iron imbalance and can cause the secondary anemia, which means because the erythropoietin, the hormone that promote the red blood cell production, was produced by the kidney. So for the chronic kidney disease, this hormone erythropoietin cannot be synthesized, so which means secondary anemia, so that also can cause fatigue. Not only the imbalance of iron, or not only from the chronic kidney disease, but also from the blood, the anemia, the secondary cause of anemia. So this is another quite common cause of fatigue. And chronic liver disease also is very subtle, probably inflammation, or you have just elevated liver function test. If it's not very high, like for example 3 times of the higher border or higher limit, but if it is going on for a while, then you need to get it checked, to see your physician, to see whether there is something can be done to improve liver function, because liver chronic liver inflammation or elevated liver enzymes is not a good thing. There must be some causes or some consequences associated with this, so it needs to be addressed by your physician and to be treated. So these are the quite common causes, either anemia or kidney disease, liver disease can cause this chronic long-time fatigue. There's another associate of this fatigue is insomnia. Psychological causes or physiological causes. You couldn't sleep well. If it's once in a while, like I said, if you're catching schedule to finish your project, and then you feel like you did not have time to sleep, or just feel exhausted, cannot catch sleeps, it is okay. But without these causes, and if the insomnia is going on for a while, then the consequences, of course, one of them will be feel fatigue, lack of energy. So if that's the case, need to be addressed, even though probably the insomnia cannot be diagnosed, because of there's criteria in order to diagnose as insomnia disorder. But if you still lack of sleep and I couldn't catch up the sleep, then you need to see your physician or get some medication from the over-the-counter, see whether it can improve your sleep and efficiency, and also improve your function level without feeling fatigue. So these are the very common cause of fatigue. There's another variety of cause of fatigue, which is by medication. A lot of medications, for example, high blood pressure medication is one of typical one, because some diuretics, for example, can cause the iron imbalance, which can secondary cause indirectly cause fatigue because of the iron imbalance. And also beta blocker, for example, another kind of group medication, can cause psychological lack of energy, feel fatigue. So this is another group of medication cause the fatigue. So if you feel that way, if you have that, you're taking medication, you need to talk to your physician to address this problem. So anyway, fatigue is quite common and can be caused by a variety of etiologies, and can be serious, like colon cancer or anemia, or can be just because of really under stress or couldn't sleep well. So it's regardless of the cause, need to be addressed by the professionals and or counseled if it is from psychological cause, or treated if it's medical or physiological cause. So regardless, if you have long-going fatigue, lack of energy, feel tired, then you need to talk to your physician and get a test done, see whether there is anemia or whether there's a liver function test abnormal, whether there's kidney problem, whether there's cancer. If no, then psychological cause will be treated under the guidance from professionals to recover your energy level and daily function. So this is just a video for today, and you probably know it, just do not have time to do it, and then this video will serve to remind you to see your physician to address your lack of energy or feeling fatigue. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.